All right. He's looking pretty sick right now, Mr. Maxi Paxi. Very nice defense in the last game, and he has claimed his spot on top of the hill. He's on 1 win. Let's see how many more wins he can get to add to that prize pool. And he's up against Honorable Mono. Honmono, our favorite cheesy Korean tournament player. This man does some nasty builds, man. The first time I came against Honmono, he destroyed me in a tournament in a way where... And I know it sounds elitist, but basically I was like, this guy's an idiot. The dumbest gambles I've ever seen in my life. And that's the feeling you get when you play against someone who just plays their own style and has their own aggression and doesn't care about gambling. And I very quickly turned that disgust into how I'd lost to Honorable Mono into a begrudging respect. He destroyed me. I think I was playing Protoss at the time. I was maining Protoss for quite a few months there. And yeah, man, I remember just being like, dude, like I had never seen someone... I remember he would go so many Banshees randomly and use them in a different way to normal people. And he would do the most delayed, huge Marine tank SCV all-ins you've ever seen in your life. I mean, he's hard to play against, but obviously MaxPax comes in as an overwhelming favorite. Being 6K on the Korean server, you know, a very good player. Definitely. I mean, Honmono basically always takes maps off the pros, but doesn't beat too many of the Korean pro gamers in series in tournaments. I feel like, you know, when you're as cheesy and kind of out there style of a player as he is, it's all about catching your opponents off guard and them not knowing who you are. So the question for me is, does MaxPax actually know who Honmono is? If he doesn't, being a European who probably doesn't play many of the Korean tournaments, doesn't play as much against Honmono, then he might actually not realize who Honmono is and the fact that you need to be on your toes and scouting extra against him. And of course, it's MaxPax, right? We don't expect him to use any of the new tools whatsoever in this series because he's MaxPax. He likes to just stick to his own builds and see how well they work. I mean, don't get me wrong. He'll probably use the energy recharge if he happens to have a Sentry out or an Oracle or a Phoenix already as part of his pre-patch game plan. But he's definitely not one who's quick to adapt. He's going to go chrono out a couple of Adepts here, already shading out with that one, as the other one is already coming out behind it. Marine checks for proxy over there. Bunker coming up. And we've got ourselves a quick reactor after that. So this is going to be an early bunch of Marines. Factory coming in. And oh, hello. Second barracks. No second gas. I think we're going to see a third barracks as well, guys. And normally, this is the coffee build. The 3 racks Marine tank push. Quite a stiff push. I would say its weakness is if your opponent is on top of you with Blink Stalkers the moment you move out. Because then you don't have medevacs. You can't heal. Oh! I think that's a mistake there. MaxPax accidentally lets the shade finish. Not sure if that was worthwhile. And he's going to take a lot of damage to these Marines. He does take out 1 Marine. Damages an SCV, but not worth losing the Adept. Not by a long shot. Oh, hello. 4 Marines, but now swapping the factory over. If you can get rid of that Adept before he sees up the ramp, that's huge. But no, he's going to see up the ramp. Oh, he's not actually, because he's checking the worker line. Ah, there we go. No, he is. Okay, so he sees the factory on the reactor, and this immediately tells you as MaxPax you need to play exceptionally safe, right? He's got a robo, a second gateway. Looks like he's saving, yeah, third gateway. And if you wall off the front as well, Hellions should not be able to get in there. Personally, I'd be building a shield battery as well, but Marines getting damage done on the Adept. The Hellions are going to come out, try and clean that up, and that Adept's going to go down as well. Already losing 2 Adepts. This is quite a bit of damage. On the other hand, it's a big commitment. We've got 2 Hellions, 4 Marines, and 2 more Hellions coming out. This is like the old TY build. Is he going to try and repair the Hellion? He totally is, isn't he? He's going to try and repair the Hellion, hey? Yeah, he is. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's like, oh, but this might delay the pressure. I guess the Marines take so long to walk over. And there we go. Okay, he's going to join up. The TY used to do this with 6 Marines and 2 to 4 Hellions rallying in behind it. But that would hit at about 350, 345. It was obviously back on like Cyber Forest and stuff. It's many years ago. This is not really the map for this sort of push because the Warp Gate's already done. There's so many gateway units could be available. Stalkers here. If you can block the Hellions getting in, but MaxPax, oh, he moves out of position. He lets the Hellions in. That's a huge mistake. Honmono standing to attack the Stalkers seems like a bit of an odd choice, but I think he thought he could overwhelm. 3 more Stalkers coming down, telling him he's not able to. He's going to be getting 3 or 4 probes. Oh, he needs another shot. Only 3. Unfortunate, but wait, he does get 1 more probe there with the Marines. Not too bad. I mean, 2 Stalkers as well, right? Cost for cost, not a bad trade. The question now, can you defend the counter aggression? Now that tank positioning might seem good. It's too far forward. You actually want to put that back further. So that if Stalkers are attacking the bunker, it helps, but just barely, because if they want to kill the tank, they have to blink in really deep. And the problem right now is the main base is not defended. He's going to go turret to defend the prism, rotate, and the observer up there. More marines, more tanks. If the factory had been built the tech lab, if he built the tech lab here and the barracks there, he could put the tanks behind it and protect it, but he hasn't done that, and the stalker pressure is going to be hard to deal with. Oh no, the tank's way too far forward. It's not even going to get a shot off. Oh, that's unfortunate. And MaxPax now in the driver's seat. He starts a third Nexus in the middle of this. Maybe he'd queue that up a few seconds early with a probe from the natural, but still, very nice play for MaxPax, who loses. Did he just lose one Stalker? Even that, he probably could have blinked out of there. He only lost one Stalker. He just got 7 SCVs. And how many Marines died before? 4? So, actually, no, 5, because he lost one to the Adept as well. 5 Marines, 7 SCVs, and a tank for 1 Stalker. I'm not good with numbers, guys. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a good trade. Stim does spot the Observer. Tank sieging on the ramp. That traps both tanks inside that main base. Ooh, you can't really fight this, man. Even with Stim, if you Stim on those Stalkers, that's going to be bad. Good tank positioning. I think that's really well done. He's trying to guard it. Oh! The Marines, focus fire, focus fire. A lot of those damaged Stalkers just got away. That's unfortunate for Honmono. It feels like MaxPax is all over him. He's got Forge and Twilight up. He's got the third Nexus almost finished. He's not too far ahead in workers just yet, but that's going to change very quickly. And Honmono, on the other hand, is kind of stuck right now. Massing Marines and tanks, no Starport, no Medivacs. The Marines getting picked away from afar. MaxPax is showing why he is one of the best Protoss players in the world. And Honmono, I didn't mind the opening. I feel like on a shorter rush distance map, it might have made more sense. Not sure how practiced he is on this map pool, but I have to question choosing a Marine alien pressure on such a big map. A few more Stalkers died, but so many Marines. I mean, the tank count is just so weak now. The tanks are both covering the natural, but MaxPax sees this. So MaxPax should just stay out of that tank range, blink up here, fight away from the tank, and you'll be absolutely fine. Look at that. Yeah, Honmono realizes, how did you know to go back in the main? But of course, if you have both your tanks in the same position, that is what's going to happen. Stalkers coming in. 4 is the magic number to one-shot SCVs. Takes out 5, then picks up. Gets out of there. Marines and tanks coming forward to try and push these Stalkers out of the base. But good micro from MaxPax. It's clean. He's got 8 gates charge and +1 on the way. And of course, he's got the 4th gas going down. 3rd gas is already up. And the Robo Bay, because that's always the path. Does he have a sentry? Yeah. So he goes Stalkers on the front. Then he goes charge +1. Makes the sentry. Goes up to 4 gas, takes a Robo Bay. He'll start building Colossus, and he'll take a 4th Nexus from more Zealot. Mineral production to beef things out. Yeah, you can see he's already over there. This is classic MaxPax. He follows this exact same order every game. It really is not good if you're an average Joe to do this order every game, in my opinion. But if you play really, really well, it's so solid. Like it's this weird thing where I'm like, I often need to make comebacks in PvT. So I need more asymmetric tools like disruptors or early storm drops. Need more ambushes on my opponent. Maybe go super mineral heavy 2 gas mass Zealot to make up for some damage I took earlier. I feel like MaxPax. I remember I used to criticize him for doing this follow-up every game because it feels like even when he's behind, he does this. And I'd be like, well, you've got no chance of coming back if you play such a standard progression. But I think MaxPax has just said, look, I can use these tools slightly differently based on the situation, but I'm still going to use my best toolkit, which is these same tools that I've been using for a while. So I really like the way he plays this. Scan goes down looking for more observers, but Honmono not able to find them since they do not exist. Stalker drop. Oh no, Zealot drop now. It's actually going to go by in the main. Stim, Marines coming back to defend. As long as he hides in the corner of the map, he could recall that home to safety. Oh my lord, I thought that was still in range. That's so close. Surely you can move that a little bit further north, right? Stalkers on the front picking off Marines as he moves forward. 1 Stalker does go down though. 4th Nexus coming up on the left side. There is 1 Colossus on the map. Extended Thermal Lance almost halfway done. Stalkers, still 1 or 2 of them dying. Oh, you gotta be careful, mate. He's now lost 15 Stalkers. I think MaxPax is getting a little wasteful here as the Zealot drop goes back into the main base. It's a big desperate all-in, guys. The boys have been pulled on the front. His economy at home is not looking great. I mean, I guess you don't really care too much since you're all in anyway. It's this push is going to make it or break it. We got more Zealots coming in from the front. The Prism up there, but look at how many units he's got. So many Zealots catching the tanks on siege. The SCVs, the Marines are going to get absolutely blitzed. Anytime the Colossus is landing hits on those Marines, they will evaporate. 1 tank's already gone. Another tank's about to go down. The Colossus was doggedly focus firing the Marines. And MaxPax takes his second win to remain not just the Prince of Denmark, but now the King of the Hill as well. All right, guys, 3Point in the top right side of the map coming in as the next challenger and is going to be going for a very early, well, pretty early gas pool. Has also picked this map, Ultra Love. Now, MaxPax is going to block, which means we're going to have to take a third base. And without battery overcharge, right, you're weaker to some busts, people would say. Counter argument, you're going to go Stargate every game because it's PvZ, and then you just make an Oracle, and it has unlimited energy, and it can kill unlimited Banelings, Zerglings, or Ravagers, right? He pretended to pull off gas, then he put back on gas. I mean, obviously, yeah, I think he wanted the probe to see him pull off gas, guys. He's like, I'm just making Ling speed, and now he's like, back on gas, let's go. Yeah, gets the third guy back on gas, takes the second gas. My boy's going, oh no, Extractor Trick, okay. He's going to get 6 Zerglings out as quickly as possible, enough to shut down the first Adept, I think is his goal. MaxPax a little supply blocked here. He's going core before Nexus because he's so paranoid. And he's going to go second gate. Oh my god, MaxPax, has he even read the patch notes? Guys, Oracle plus Wall-Off is such a better response here, right? Am I crazy? I think this will probably still work if he does it just right, but like, I don't know if MaxPax has read the patch. Every time I watch MaxPax on a new patch, I'm floored by the way he's playing. Like, what? I guess, I know that the Oracle pops kind of late, but it just shuts things down so hard. This is on the latest patch version. Yeah, I feel like just going for a full wall, like leave a probe in the wall. You can always full wall when you see either the Lings or the Ravagers come in. I'd say about this time, about 3 minutes is usually where you want to start building a gateway. And gateways take a long time to build. And you'll be great. I think he can still defend, but the problem is if you don't get a wall off up, even with batteries, and he basically has to pull to this choke point because his Zealot's going to get blown up very quickly by Banelings, guys. Oh, he's going to see no natural. He knows wall off. Okay, he's going to put the Stalker in the wall off. That's a really good move, guys. Stalker's much harder for Banelings to kill. And I think he's going to be A-okay even without battery overcharge. Sentry is also fantastic for defending. But as you can see, there is no way for 3Point to get through that wall. Now, you know what's crazy is 3Point picked Ultra Life. 3Point picked a map with such an easy-to-wall ramp. I thought you'd pick like El Dorado or something if you wanted to pull off a build like this. Something with a much wider ramp. But interesting decision-making for 3Point. 3Point's just completely all in, guys. 17 drones in a dream. And 3Point probably should be attacking the gateway with a few Zerglings as well. That gateway definitely is a decent target. Cybercore and gateway are both going to go down soon. But 3Point's lost all of his units to do so. And MaxPax defends with ease. Solid defense for MaxPax. Still refuses to use new tools, but I'm okay with it. All right, guys, up in the top right side, we got Astrea having a second shot against MaxPax. We're light on pro players. MaxPax is actually, sorry, he's on 3 wins now, isn't he, guys? Let me adjust that score, but he's just stealing all my money, man. Now, Clem is having dinner right now, but I've told him we need your help, Clemmy1 Kenobi. You're our only hope. Please come and save us from the harsh power of the MaxPax. To be fair, guys, I did let Astrea pick the map, and he said, just pick any map without a ramp. Any map without a ramp on the natural. Ramps are cringe, he said. His words, not mine. Now, MaxPax is still going 1 gate expand, but he's doing it with his gateway protected on the high ground, right? So he goes Stargate, double gas before Nexus. So it's a more conservative 1 gate expand here, right? Now, notice that pylon position, very exposed to get sniped. On some maps, you can power a battery on the low ground. On this map, you can't, because it's blocked by these minerals. So you're going to have to build a pylon on the low ground and then build a battery next to it if you want to really secure that low ground. Now, Astrea's gone double Stalker. He didn't double Chrono them this time, but he has stopped probing. So it does look like Astrea is like, look, this is MaxPax. He's the most stubborn Protoss player in all of existence. I'm going to block him with a pylon and a Cybercore. And this is to convince MaxPax that I'm playing a normal game, even though I'm actually just going to all in you. As I say that, he starts 2 sentries. Okay, maybe he's not all in. Maybe he will expand. I always feel like the Cybercore delay here, it's expensive because it costs you actual money and you're not actually mining more than your opponent. So long term, this puts you behind. But it does give you this opportunity to get in here and maybe find some damage with the Stalker. He gets a probe. That was good. Yeah, I'd be happy to pay that. 24 hit points on a Stalker for that. He lets the Cybercore finish. Now that means, guys, he's spent 100 minerals, which he cancelled on the pylon, right? Astrea? Wait. Oh, no, the pylon died, so 100 minerals and a probe, 150, and now another 150. He's going to have lost 300 resources in this early game, and he's not ahead on mining or anything. The advantage he has right now is that MaxPax doesn't know what's happening. Of course, MaxPax has an Oracle. He's about to find out, and he will see the Nexus, and that's going to be what confirms his choice to just go full macro. Now, the question for me is, does he cancel the Void Ray? He sees the Nexus. He's not canceling the Void Ray just yet, guys. And the Oracle takes a lot of damage. Now, this is one of Astrea's favorite moves, is to track air pressure with hallucinations. This is something we've done in this matchup in PvP. PvP has always been a bit more of a sentry-heavy early game matchup. We've done this for years, but he's been doing this against like Clem's Widow Mine drops as well. Any sort of mobile air harassment, he basically just keeps making hallucinations using that energy ability so he can never be surprised. Now, he sees the pressure coming. Zealot, Adept, Stalker, Void Ray, Oracle. This looks like Alpha Star right now. It's a one of every unit attack. He's going to hallucinate Stalkers to help him defend it, which is actually so cute. He knows he needs to leave units in the main. 3 Stalkers is too many in the main base. He's already got a battery there. He doesn't need that much. But Adept's going to shade in. And actually, I guess he does need that much because he knew they'd pair up. Battery defends the Adept. Oracle takes big damage. Flawless defense. And you can tell Astrea, as long as he's not playing against the super early 1-gate expand, feeling like he has to all in, he is very adept in these sorts of games as he shuts down the Adept there at MaxPax. MaxPax does go the Stasis Trap outside. He's going to try and lure him in. Oh, Astrea! MaxPax, you sure you want to push into that? This is very brave. He could warp in Stalkers at any moment. And he can bring Stalkers out of that main as well. Good pullback on that Stalker, dude. He knows... Oh, the Oracle! The Oracle comes in. Second Oracle. 3 probes go down. This is pretty good damage for MaxPax. If Astrea can avoid losing any other units, he'll be in a good spot. He loses that sentry, but I mean, this is trap for that. Stasis trap in the main at the same time. The Stalker does go down there. At the end of the day, Astrea's lost 100 more resources, loses a few probes to the Stasis trap, and I think this does a really good job to get MaxPax back in this game, all off the back of that Stasis trap outside the base. And now he's getting an extra gateway, guys. So 3 gates into 4. And MaxPax wants to keep up the aggression, potentially. Astrea has an army advantage right now. But for how long? There's no Stalkers in the main. If those Oracles could join up, they could blitz through the main and kill a lot of probes. He does see the 3rd base start for Astrea, but Astrea's already on the other side, denying MaxPax opportunity for a 3rd with his earlier blink. Now, I'd send the sentry home if I was Astrea. I think that's a bit of a mistake to have that there. Your Stalkers are going to need to turn to fight just to protect that sentry. But Stasis traps in the main base. Good defense for Astrea. He's going to send a Stalker up there, and that Oracle's so wounded, a single Stalker should stop that from coming back in. I thought that would get another shot off, but apparently not. Looks like Astrea wasn't watching for a second. Oh no, he was. Both sides lost a Stalker there. Oh, Oracle goes down on that right side. Very nice. Very, very nice. By the way, guys, there's a dead Overlord on this map. Oh my god. There's a dead Overlord over there. So these Protoss just finished allying to defeat some Zerg. Yeah, they've killed them. And they've decided to turn on each other. How very Protoss of you. Only thing that allies them and unites them as a people is their hatred of more primitive, lesser, more gooey species. Oh, if he can get the 3rd, that would be huge. Astrea's nearby, though. He should be able to save this. Nice blink backs. No units going down, but... Oh, snap recall. He realized. He's like, I know how you operate. How did he know? Oh, he saw it with the hallucination. This hallucinated Phoenix must have flown over and seen the Adepts coming. Astrea is really on point right now, guys. He's playing a very active style. His scouting's all over it. Oh, Stalkers. Going to be doing very well here. Does try to blink away. Immortals are buildings. Either side have a forge, guys. It looks like, yeah, MaxPax squeezed the forge in. So MaxPax equal workers, but Astrea actually has a bit of an army advantage. You'll notice the Stalkers are now pressuring the right side. Oh, no, Astrea! Uh-oh, MaxPax, you know he's going to be horny here. He blinks forward, but there's an Immortal. The Immortal could punish that. Yeah, you got to get out of there. Good pullback there for Maxi. But Maxi, he gets his adrenaline pumping a little bit. Is Astrea ready for it? Yes, he is. 3 Stalkers will shut down these bad boys. And I think this is pretty good defense for Astrea. You'll notice that MaxPax is doing what MaxPax and Clem do. He's trying to leverage his obscene mechanics and multitasking into getting advantages. And I feel like this could have, if it was a lesser Protoss in the positions MaxPax has been in, I think he'd be so far behind. Yet he's finding himself ahead in upgrades. He's only down a couple probes, very similar army supply. Units lost tab. He has lost more, right? He's lost a Void Ray and Oracle. He's lost a few more units there. But Astrea's been doing such a good job with his like map vision. He's also going 6 more gateways, so he's going to go from 2 gates to 8 gateways. And that, okay, 8 gateways, that's a very Astrea thing, right? You might think, how was Astrea ahead on army this whole time? Astrea, you could argue, is the most efficient Protoss player. A lot of Protoss players, they just don't warp in constantly. Basically, you could argue they have bad macro. Astrea, you could argue, has the best macro because he stays on a lower gateway count, but like a Terran, he just, every time the warp in's ready, he warps in 2 more units. It's off cooldown, he warps in 2 more units. He's really optimized non-stop production, whereas most Protoss players, they prefer kind of the flexibility of, nah, if I don't need units right now, or I don't think I need them, I'll just not build them and I'll skip on it. But watch out, Astrea. Watch out, bro. You can dodge that with Blink, I'm pretty sure, if you move in and out. Oh, he blinks forward. Bit of an ambitious move. But could be worth. Oh, that force field was juicy. It's lost up. Oh. Random force field from the rear. MaxPax losing a few zealots, though. Stasis traps layered everywhere. Feels like MaxPax is actually using stasis traps really well now. Astrea's kind of forced him into using this energy ability. I'd like to see him refill that Oracle and do it again, but trying to get 4 bases up right now is MaxPax, and Astrea's the one with more of a forward position, more Archons here. Oh, no! Oh, he doesn't unload the Prism in time. MaxPax happy to trade a few Stalkers for a Warp Prism with 4 Zealots inside. That makes this so much better for MaxPax now. Zealots come in, Cannon defends it. This is huge. This is such a game-changing moment because you have Archons morphing on the front line against the guy who's only on Zealot Stalker. Astrea's army was so much better. Now, yeah, Astrea has a 4th base, but honestly, I feel like he's lost all momentum now because this army no longer can force the fight. Like, he should not attack up here. Yeah, Astrea's going to get jumped on because he's not got the Warp Prism. MaxPax knows this. Astrea's got to get out of here. He's got to run. He's kind of cornering himself. Like, he's still got a lot of units he warped in at home. He's in trouble. He's going to lose his valuable units. He hasn't rebuilt the Prism. He loses the Immortal. He's going to lose the Archon. And MaxPax, just the mechanics of him, the constant interaction, his ability to out-multitask and out-micro players. It feels like MaxPax is just always playing this sort of mechanical, multitasking micro game at a higher pace than any other Protoss we've ever seen. I mean, for those who don't know, he's been mauling Hero over the last year. Hero's really struggled with MaxPax. He's picked Terran a few times because he's kind of just like so lost in how to beat MaxPax in PvP. And it really is just so difficult. I mean, we've watched his first-person view stream, his point of view stream a few times. I've cast those, and I was so happy. I asked him to... He's gone back to turning his VODs off, so you can't watch his VODs. So I'm going to message him after these matches and say, can you turn those back on? Because when I first cast his point of view, I was like, what am I witnessing? I've never seen a Protoss play that fast, that consistently, over such a long period of time. And I think it's just the hundreds and thousands of games now that he's played against Clem, where they're just so back and forth. There's so much multitasking to handle. It's insane. That being said, I love the tactics Astrea's brought out. I love the counter stasis traps. I really feel they're what's kept MaxPax in this game and now delivered him a small lead. It's not over by any means. I'd just say he has a small lead that could snowball. Astrea is now down 1,100 resources in the units lost, despite being ahead in the early game. Zealots and DTs in the main base. There's only 1 cannon in there. Oh, gosh. That's it. That's it. If that cannon doesn't survive, you're screwed, but DT Blink's not quite ready. Cannon does survive. Good Zealot warp in, but look at that. Dives the top at the same time. Astrea's army was out of position. He's going to lose his 5th base, 10 probes. He will defend the main base. Observer comes up, but he needs another big warp in to properly defend that main base. He's trying to stop MaxPax escaping. MaxPax is like, I'm trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me, mate. I think Astrea actually has the bigger army. Does get the Oracle before the stasis trap can go down. Immortal goes down. Nice Zealot warp in southern side, though. Astrea's new 5th base is going nuts. He loses his 3rd and his 5th base and 16 probes. Even though he traps a lot of the army, MaxPax gets the important units out of there. He's still got the Prism available, ready to redrop Zealot DT on this north side. Astrea's trying to come back with that probe to take that base. Dark Templars say, no, mate. Get out of here, bro. Zealot DT ready to counterattack this southern base as well. Astrea's income dangerously low. And MaxPax is doing a thing called make Stalkers and Zealots and just multitask and micro better than anyone else. Very technical style when it comes to the multitasking, the micro, the control, the positioning. Not a lot of actual high-tech units, but he just doesn't need them, does he? Not when you micro this well, this consistently in so many areas. He's got so many Stalkers here. Gonna try to pull back. There's a lot of Zealots. Oh, there was a stasis trap there. I didn't even see that stasis trap. That must have been there from way earlier. It was probably about to expire. But Astrea is getting his income mauled at the same time. And very well played, dude. Just MaxPax here is very good at StarCraft, mate. He's a very good StarCraft. I dare say, guys, could be one of the best. I'd like him to go to a LAN tournament one time. I think he'd do well. MaxPax looking good, man. GG, well played. MaxPax. 4 wins in a row. This man just cannot be stopped. All right, guys. MaxPax in the top right side of the map is on 4 wins in the King of the Hill. He's had a bit of a break because we couldn't find him a worthy opponent. No offense to most people out there, but there's like 5 guys in the world who are worthy opponents for MaxPax. And thankfully, Clem's finished dinner. He's come and joined us. And we've said, let's resume the King of the Hill after a few little matches we were casting on the side there. So Clem's going double gas here. It is going to be ley lines. This seems to be one of the maps which is kind of popular right now on the patch. I've seen a lot of it. I've played a fair bit of it already. And we are playing on EU on the balance. Apparently there's like a mod that does have some of the changes in it. Now, I do think helping on the PTR and testing, it's great. But apparently the cyclone range is bugged on the PTR right now, so it's only got a 9 maximum range when it's meant to be about 14 or 15, which is, of course, not quite the way it's meant to be. So, understandably, we've hopped over here. Also, the PTR is only on US West and US Central servers, whereas this is on Europe, so that's going to be fantastic because both players get to show their best ping. So, MaxPax is was not 4-0. I mean, this is the first time Clem's played, so Clem doesn't get a point. MaxPax is the king of the hill. He's beat a bunch of very good players. He is looking unstoppable. We'll see if Clem can put an end to his reign. Clem gets on top of the hill. I'm pretty sure within a few rounds of opponents, we're gonna have to kick him off as well. If Clem wins this match, do we just, if Astrea's not free, then I might just call, and if none of the other Korean players have woken up yet that I've messaged, like Dark or someone, we may have to just call it the end of the King of the Hill at that point and go, hey, you guys want to play a best of 5 show match against each other? I don't really think that's fair because MaxPax doesn't know how to use any of the new abilities, or at least he's chosen not to. I've seen him use energy recharge only when it happens to already be a situation where his pre-patch build happens to have an Oracle or High Templar sitting there and he's like, oh, I might as well use that. So we haven't really seen him use the energy recharge, which, by the way, has a nice logo. Look at that, guys. There's a new logo. When did that get in? Wow, I haven't seen that. That's awesome. So I know it's kind of tiny on this overlay, but you can see it down there. That's cool. Little energy symbol on it. Very nice. New Cyclone coming out. People aren't used to the new Cyclone. Now remember, the old Cyclone used to shut down the depths on the map. And people would be like, what the hell? And MaxPax says, why so fast? Well, this is how the Cyclone used to operate. It came out of the tech lab. It's a very expensive unit. It's very good. MaxPax is like, you know we're playing the patch, right, MaxPax? Yeah, did it used to really be that? Yes! You have to build it out of the tech lab. I'm telling you guys, MaxPax is the slowest player to adapt to any patch, man. It's so funny. He's the most, like, it does look shockingly fast when we're used to the other one, right? Because it's even faster than this Cyclone. The other Cyclone, even with the speed upgrade, was slower than this. But these Cyclones are fragile. They're glass cannons, and oh my god, this push. Is this the stuff Clem traumatized Harston with? Harston was telling us he found the new Cyclone very frustrating to play against, but it's probably a good change and he just needs time to adapt. I think he played some games against Clem. Oh my lord. Gotta click on the medevac yet. Notice he doesn't click on the Cyclone, because if he clicks on the oh, he doesn't quite have enough to one-shot the medevac. Good micro, though. Good micro. How many probes? 4 probes went down. Dude, does he actually hold? MaxPax, you wizard. Very good micro. But there's a new tank coming forward with its 7 range or a siege up. It could help him. Vikings there. He tries to lure him into tank range. And the Stalkers pull back. 3rd base goes down. Smooth play here for Maximus, with only 2 gates defending a very committed pressure, and his Warp Prism going across the map. 2nd tank coming forward. Bunker trying to build behind it. Clem, gotta watch out, mate. You gotta watch out. You better watch out. Protoss Claws is coming to town. Yeah, MaxPax is absolutely going to get inside your main base with some special surprises for the Terran. And if you've been a naughty Terran like Clem, you've been winning a few world championships, There's definitely some Protoss coal coming in your direction. SCV's going down. Nice blinks. Ooh, MaxPax with some big revenge, dude. See, Harston? Why didn't you just play like MaxPax? It's the Maru meme all over again. This is going to be the new Protoss meme. Just play like MaxPax. Oh. Why do I always curse things, guys? I apologize. He recalled in range of the Marines. It might have died to the Liberator anyway, but that was definitely not the play. Losing a prison with 4 Stalkers inside. Very expensive for MaxPax Marine tank gathering here. Now, we do have a Warp Prism on the way. Forge coming in as well. 3rd base. But you need to keep that Stalker control outside the Terran base and keeping them locked in. Luckily for MaxPax, Stim's just started, and he's going to find that out now. Oh, you're just getting your 3rd barracks up? He should try to unsiege and run away with that, because Clem is absolutely aware of that observer. He blinks in! Takes out a Marine, takes out a tank. He's going to lose 3 Stalkers for it, though. It's not cheap. Well, the Immortal on the low ground helping out was legitimately very cool there, though. Okay, guys, so units lost out. 4 probes, 1 adept, 10 Stalkers, a Prism. For 8 SCVs, a Medevac, a Reaper, a Cyclone, a Liberator, 2 tanks, 9 Marines, and of course now an Observer. You can see in that units lost are very even in the overall units lost, but it's massively favoring MaxPax because Clem delayed his 2nd and 3rd barracks, his Stim and Shields. He can't push for a little while until these upgrades and Medevacs are out. And by that point, the 3rd base is already paid off for Protoss. MaxPax has got charge and +1 that will be ready. He's going to be on 8 gateways. He's going to go for a 4th base. He already has a sentry there. And he's continuing to harass with the Prism. The Immortal going after the Marauder. Gets it. Nice kill there. Remember, Immortals are slightly nerfed. They do a little bit less damage. They are a little cheaper, but they attack 10% slower. So that Immortal, I really notice the change when I'm using the Immortal. It just doesn't feel the way it did before for me, where I'm like, oh, it shoots a little slow. It's still good. It's still a good unit. I wouldn't say it's a bad unit, but I definitely would take the 275 Mineral Immortal over it any day. Look at its little legs running home. Doesn't have Blink, only wants the Stalkers on the front because they can get out of there if things turn south. Oh, Medevac pickups. Dude, Clem didn't lose a single unit. No Stim, no unit losses. That's huge. MaxPax will start to take out some now, but oh, 2 Marines for a Stalker. It's fine for the Terran. Happy to take that trade any day. Robobase coming in. Zealot count is growing. Lots of Zealots, lots of Immortals. Prism comes in on that left side. He's going to fight the SCVs. Clem just choosing to stand and fight. I like the reposition to try and make those Zealots attack different SCVs that weren't already wounded. Viking in the main base. Pulls his Marine Marauder to the mineral line, realizing we've just got to hold on. Stalkers still picking off on the front as well. Nice hold position on the SCVs. 1 Marauder goes down, as does a Marine. Nope, the Zealot's cleaned up just barely in time. Force fields do delay Clem's advance. I feel like a Zealot flank on this army would be perfect. Oh, MaxPax! 2 steps ahead, mate. 2 steps ahead. MaxPax looking absolutely dominant, man. Ooh, okay, Stalker Zealot coming in from all sides. Immortal as well. Beautiful flank with the Zealots. And that blink is still available, right? Is it? No, there it is. Now it is. Ooh. Sorry, guys. I've been having a few small computer hitches today. Apologies for that. Don't know what's going on there. Ow, 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 ow. Stalker's going to pull back. One of them goes down. Make it 2. Colossus coming out as well. But Zealots are hitting the 3rd, as well as a Prism in the main base. Vikings coming back to deal with this. Apparently this Prism survived earlier. How did the Viking not kill the Prism before, guys? What the heck? Didn't the Prism warp in Zealots in front of the Viking? Did he somehow F2 it away or something? Something weird must have happened, because I don't know how that Warp Prism survived the previous... He recalled it in the midst of it, did he? Oh, damn. I didn't even notice that he recalled it and got it out in time. I thought it would just die. Snappy play for MaxPax, and this time he saved it again. The Vikings like, get it, where are you? But it keeps just it keeps surviving. Oh, the Medevac's in the open. Did MaxPax just run away from Clem's tiny shit army? He did. He could have blinked and killed all those units. It's kind of, I think he just wasn't watching, so he kind of saw on the minimap, oh, Terran's there, I'm running into him, pulled back for a sec, but Clem's in charge, and he's about to finish him off. Whenever he feels like he can finish him off. Attacking around a corner, that's pretty suboptimal. But Clem just not able to get the damage. The early Cyclone opening pushes back MaxPax vision. Gets the tank forward, but MaxPax defends in style. And gets 5 wins in a row.